Okay guys, welcome back to By the People. Did this the other day and it turned out terribly. I had a little bit of a sound problem. Still seem to have a little bit of something going on with my mic. I'm not sure what it was. I did the whole uninstall the drivers thing and reinstalled it, and it's just one of those things. But need to get back to making some videos so you can watch them. What I wanted to talk to you about was a little bit about long-term play. Neverwinter is obviously one of those games. You know, if you like fast games, the fast shooter games, you prefer those, it's probably not going to be the one for you because it takes a lot of time to build a character up. I do things a little bit differently than a lot of players seem to that have been in the game for a while. A lot of players pick a main character or two and they have alternate characters. And what they do with their alternate characters is just kind of use them for their profession resources and invocations. As you can see here, I have a list of 8. 8's the most that I want because it's a lot to deal with. But if you look at the levels, my levels are, most of these are level 70 right now. I've got 2 that are close, but everything else is level 70. Like I said, most players don't seem to use their alternate characters for anything but just simple profession farming. If you don't do professions, well, let me show you what professions are, because they're very important. The game takes a lot of Astral Diamonds, which is one of the 2 primary game currencies. You have many different types, but today I'm just going to focus on this. Zen and Astral Diamonds are your 2 main currencies. You can get Zen by using the Old Faithful credit card. You can borrow one, or if you have your own, you can buy these little guys here, Zen, from the ARC website. It's a good place to get those. And you can use those to buy different goodies like these. Go into the Zen market then, and you can check for the sale items, different featured items they'll have. Sometimes you'll get free items during special events. New items will pop up here, but you can see there are costs to all of these, and in this particular case, these items you use Zen to buy them. The other way to get Zen, rather than using credit card and real hard-earned money, is to play the game, and they kindly let you, as part of that, get these things. You get your Astral Diamonds. These you can convert into Zen. So if I wanted to buy Zen, say I want 100 Zen, the current rate looks like it's at about $4.99 each. So I would spend 49,900 in order to get 100 Zen. So that's the other way to convert that. Now, in order to get Astral Diamonds, there are different ways of doing them. You can run dungeon runs, which you can get from here, and you can run these twice a day. This is about the maximum amount you're allowed to get. You get about 5,000 Astral Diamonds each time you run one of these dungeons. You can also then get more Astral Diamonds by doing 2 skirmishes a day, and then you can also do a couple PvP matches and so on. I like to do it for speed, so generally what I'll do when I come in, I'll do the dungeon runs. One of the 2 of the quickest dungeons they have are Temple of the Spider and the Globe Tower. I usually do Temple of the Spider. You can do 2 of these runs. One run will take me anywhere from 4.5 to 7 minutes generally. So it's pretty quick, with 5,000 Astral Diamonds. You will get more Astral Diamonds if you do your invocations. It bumps up the amount that you get, but I'm not really going to focus too much on that right now. The other thing that you do with your characters is you have professions here, and you level these up, and what happens with professions is you can sell some certain items off. Like I'm creating this, it's a unified element, so I can create this and I can use it to make things. Like I had done a video the other day where I made my own weapons, which is pretty cool. The other thing I can do with it is go here, and if I just type in unified element, see what the going rate is for those right now. So it's about 30 29,000 Astral Diamonds. So I can create those and sell them. They take a few days to make, but you can keep flopping those over. Basically, you need 4 of these elemental aggregates, and you'll create one of these, and then there are other resources that you get in order to create the elemental aggregates. I've found that it's still profitable to go ahead and make these and sell them. There's still enough margin in it that it's worth taking a little bit of time doing these. Leadership's another profession that's frequently in demand. If you've been playing the game a little bit, you know by now that you refine your artifact items up. Everything from the items that you have in your belt to your weapons. And they cost an awful lot of Astral Diamonds in order to get those leveled up, and so people are always buying those things on the markets, and you're always looking for those to obviously increase your character's power and abilities. And item level. Item level is just sort of an overall measure of how well your character is doing in its effectiveness. Now then, so there are a couple things you can do with this. You can create these items and use them for your own personal character's use, or you can sell them off on the auction house. In this case, instead of let's just type resonance. That's one item you can create from the leadership. Profession. So a stack of those is going for about 32,000 Astral Diamonds right now. So you can just keep pumping these out. And then what you do is, you can see I'm doing it with this guy. Well then if I flop over here, go to one of my other characters, I don't know if you noticed that character had several professions maxed out at level 25. I'll go down to one of my newer characters, this guy, my Guardian Fighter. What I've done is staggered my professions with the different characters, so I have access to one profession market for every character that I have. And this is a long-term thing as part of the game. I use it to make in-game currency, but I also use it to create stuff for my other characters. But this guy is focused on alchemy, and you can see here I have different things I'm making throughout the alchemy tree for both my character use and to sell to make all important Astral Diamonds. But I've done that with him, and then I'll go to the next one, show you. And I come over to my cleric now, go into professions, and I have level 25 in platesmithing. So I can go ahead and make the platesmithing goodies that I can share with my other characters. This is pretty cool. I can make some major defense armor kits, some major hit points armor kits. I can sell those off, or I can again use those for my own personal characters. And again, by doing this, it gives me access to the different things I can create. And then here we have some equipment, like you have the drowned shields, that can be used for different character classes, a howling shield, different artifact equipment that I can make. And each of these professions, different professions, will make different things. So you want to check it out. But the good thing is the creators of the game change these things up and allow you to do different things. If you have everything open, then at least you have the ability then to create whatever you want. You can shift these little resources back and forth between different characters if you don't want to spend money on them. You can create different things and move them all around, and it saves you a lot of money. It's a little bit of organization, but it does help a lot. So that's one thing that I do with my alternates. Now another thing that I do, I started to mention this as we opened, but a lot of characters, or a lot of players, that's what they'll do. They'll do the professions and they'll do invocations, and that's it. They don't equip their characters, their alternate characters, and they don't really do anything but let them sit there. I don't do that, partly because the folks over at ARC sometimes will nerf your character. They'll come up with changes in an attempt to balance something out, because you get some people that are upset with certain features of a class and they make complaints. So ARC scrambles and they do all sorts of changes and stuff like that. And so it can get a little frustrating, because your character that was once great and all powerful all of a sudden can't do anything, or it feels like it's really out of whack for you, and it can be frustrating, and maybe you need a break. at that point, because you're like, hey, dude, I spent all this time, all this Astral Diamonds on building this character up, and all of a sudden it's crappy. So what I do with my characters, you saw how most of those were at almost level 70 or level 70. How I got them there is I'll go get my little dungeon key here, and I'll take them through the dungeon runs, and that's all I do with them. I'll run them through. Sometimes when I get bored on a 2XRP event, I'll go ahead and run one just to level it up a little bit. But primarily, I just leveled them up by doing my little Temple of the Spider or Cloak Tower runs. And I mean, it takes a while to do it this way, but it lets me check the character out, play something a little bit different, but it lets me farm for Astral Diamonds and level the character up slowly over time. But as you can see, I have several level 70 characters, and so I can swap them out at different points. We said it's a long-term game, and it's just something I like to do this way. I like to manage my characters blow through here. If you don't do these runs, you really should. Now you can see I have no rough Astral Diamonds here, so we'll go ahead and run through this dungeon. You get the same amount for each dungeon. And like I said, you can also do the skirmishes and then PvP if you want. I usually don't go that far with it. Then you have weekly runs where you can get Astral Diamonds for those. Currently I have 4 characters that can do my weekly Astral Diamond runs. I don't always get to all those unless there's something I really like that you just grind away. And that's part of the game. If you don't spend cash on the game, you end up doing grinding in order to get your character equipped the way you want it. And you really have to level 73 some of the upper tier dungeons. You just are not going to get away with doing those types of dungeon runs on standard equipment. I think the coolest thing I like is whenever I do get a little bit bored with my primary character, I can go off and start using one of my secondary characters or third tier characters, whatever I prefer. By getting them up to level 70, then I can get access to a lot of the game content, which for me can be a lot of fun. Okay, we're on the final boss. Look at the bottom right hand side of the screen. Once we finish this guy off, we get Seals of the Adventurer, and you can use those to buy enchantments, Protector's Enclave. So that's another bonus to running these. So I got 200 right there when I opened the chest. So, and when you kill the 2 bosses leading up to the final boss, you also get some Seals of the Adventure. Okay, we went through this as a second run for my primary character. Now I'll open up my inventory, and you can see for those 2 runs I got almost 15,000 Astral Diamonds, and I'm maxed out at 1,200 Seals of the Adventurer. Now what do I do with those seals? Well, you go to Protector's Enclave, like I said, and you go right in the entrance in the market. Come to this little dude right here. Check out general wares, and you can buy a stack of these. So I'll go ahead and buy 12 of these right now. So I get these on top of doing the dungeon run. Now if I just wanted to use those, those are fine. If I wanted to sell those to make more Astral diamonds, I just scroll down, find a stack of these, put down your control key. I just wanted to put 12 in there. Put 12, and that's worth another, since I just bought 12, that's why I'm doing 12, just to show you here. But I would get about another 4,000 Astral diamonds, so that's almost another dungeon run on top of it. You don't get quite 1,200 there, so we don't want to do that. But anyway, that's what I do. Now, remember, it's kind of a long-term game, a little bit like chess, so don't get frustrated. But these are some things I do with my alternate characters to give me additional gameplay and to have more fun. And it's also very useful. Like I said, I can use all of those items as feeder items to send up to my main dude, and it works out pretty well for me. So I hope that's helpful for you. It gives you some different ideas on why you might want to use your alts instead of just letting them sitting there to rot, like some people choose to do. But please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me maybe know some of the things you do, and I appreciate you watching.